Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the most beautiful Red Bluff Outlaws in Red Bluff, California, one of the most legendary indoor dirt tracks in the United States. Now today we're going to be taking on one of their crown jewel events, the Vern Wheeler Memorial. It's $2,100 to win and there's a beautiful trophy on the line, so I got my day started by just walking the racetrack to check it out. What do you think of the track?
Pretty slick, but it's gonna work.
What do you think of the track?
I think I'm gonna win tonight. It looks pretty good, so yeah.
Go get them. So according to those guys, they got the racing surface all dialed in. Speaking of being dialed in, Jimmy has our karts all ready to go, and we got them all fired up to warm up before qualifying. Man, it's really hard to beat the sound of a good CR500. So now it's time to begin our night. We got 3 laps on the clock, and that will determine our qualifying time and set us up for the rest of the show. Just got done with open qualifying. We were actually really early today. Got 42 cars, and we were group number 1 on track, me and my teammate Landon Brooks. Racetrack's fast, it's fairly smooth. You definitely got to mash the throttle and hit your marks. I got 3 laps every time by. I felt good. I felt like I gave myself an opportunity to be at the top. After group number 1, we were quick time, and then now after group 2, we bounced down, I think, to 3rd. More cars are going to go. The track's probably going to change, so I'll keep you guys in the loop on where we end up, but good start to our night. Happy with the balance of our race car, and we can now build off this into our heat race. So we got a quick opportunity to walk out here on the racing surface. Track's heading the right direction. It's starting to burn in both lanes. Unfortunately, we dropped a couple more spots after last time we talked and ended up 7th quick. And now that is going to put us starting 3rd in a heat race, 2nd row inside. So they do a 4-car invert here in Red Bluff with 5 heat races. So they invert the top 20 in qualifying, and they only transfer the top 2 finishers in the heat directly into the A. So as you can imagine, it makes these next 8 laps very important. You got to try to get through your heat race, and right as I'm speaking, it looks like they're bringing a piece of equipment in. Looks like he just came out here, he kind of rolled in that 2nd top lane, and now he's scraping it real quick. Just kind of trying to pack it down and make sure it doesn't come apart. It was kind of starting to get rough there at the end of qualifying, but we're now rolling into a heat race. We just made some adjustments to our race car. We're right where we need to be. We just need to advance forward here early, finish in the top 2, and transfer directly into tonight's A.
Chase Magic in the Ignite race cars. 12X out of Reading starts 7th. James Edens, the 52E from Petaluma. Holmes Drivetrain starts in 8th. And Hayden Klein scheduled to start 9th. ShopKyleLarson.com heat race number 2 is underway. Top 2 go directly to the pack with Superior Wood Products A main event. Preston Carr and Carson Souza got the position. Jennifer Osborne trying to wind it up and move back into 2nd, but here comes Tanner Humnick at 3 wide for the final transfer position. Preston Carr driving off in the sun, while the 0-1 of Carson Souza racing for Blake Parent Racing this winter. Trying to fend off the factory QRC 18T of Tanner Holmes. Jennifer Osborne is 4th, James Edens 5th. Then you've got Kellen Ramsey, Chase Magic, and Caden Smith, rest of the running order. Tanner Holmes trying to reel in Carson Souza here. Cushion getting very interesting in front of the floor. Looked like Souza banged off it just a little bit and scrubbed a tad bit of speed. Now he's going to nail it perfectly, coming off of the 4th turn that time by. 6 in, 2 to go. The 18th of Tanner Holmes running out of time to pursue the final transfer spot here in ShopKyleLarson.com heat race number 2. Preston Carr in the 46, in the 3, out of 4 is going to win it. Holmes trying to make a last-ditch maneuver, but Carson Souza will hold on to finish 2nd.
So we just missed the transfer there by not much. We were right behind 2nd, started 3rd. The inside lane didn't really get the greatest jump. kind of fell back to fourth, then fought back into third, and just never was able to get that little bit extra to try to put a slide job on for second. So of course it's always easy to look back and say, but I feel like if I could do it all over again, I would have tried to force the slide job. Even if I didn't clear it, necessarily just kind of showing my nose, it allows for, you know, a mistake and kind of gives me a chance at making something happen instead of sitting back, waiting for that opportunity and then pulling the trigger. So yeah, I just need to work on that. I need to be a little bit more aggressive at some of this indoor stuff here and there. It's easy to get too patient, it's easy to be too aggressive, and you never really know what the outcome's going to be. So looking back, like I said, it's easier to make the decisions now once you're outside the car. Anyway, we're going to be rolling into a B main event. We should be rolling off from the front row, get through that, and then we'll be in tonight's A main event, just starting a little deeper than we would like. So with the completion of all the lower mains, they're now doing a full rework. Luckily for us, we finished in, you know, arguably the best position. You either want to win the B, of course, because then you're kind of safe out front. But if you can run second, then you start on the outside lane, you know, 12th now, rolling into a 30-lap A. Probably didn't show much of the B in the video, but man, it was almost a disaster. I got a good jump, but kind of got put in a bad spot on the first lap. Fell back to third. At one point, fell back to fourth, but then just, you know, dug hard, you know, kind of running the bottom, running the top, but trying to be so careful, because when you're in a transfer spot, the last thing you want to do is take yourself out. But also you need to gain position, because, you know, no one's really safe unless you kind of get some clean air and get in front of the field. So I was able to do that at the end, and then finally kind of test my race car run in second. I feel really good, but I still need a little bit more. As the racetrack's slick, I just feel like the back of my car isn't stuck. And specifically, you know, looking for some right rear grip. It just seems like I get in and I'm kind of just like washing through the track, and then it kind of affects my whole corner, right? Like I can't get through the center great. I get off the corner okay, but I just have so much wheel spin. If I could be planted a little bit quicker, I think I could carry more speed and drive through the slick harder. And then overall, that will just build more corner speed and then build better lap times and momentum as you go. So that's what Jimmy and our team are going to be looking for. We have dashes and then A main events. We're going to keep working on the racing surface, but we definitely have our work cut out for us coming from deep, but it's definitely not impossible. We just got to keep our heads down, get a good start, and try to put as many people behind us early on as we can. So it's just about time to go for the Vern Wheeler Memorial 30-lap A main event. $2,100 is on the line, and we're going to be rolling off from the 6th row outside starting position. Here's what we're up against. We got a long race. We got to avoid the carnage. We got to get a good start and work our way to the front half of the field, preferably in the top 4. If we can get there, then we got to form a game plan as quick as possible to try to get to second or be battling for the lead. With that, the track conditions are slick. It's starting to get slicker. I think our car is going to be, you know, right where we need it to be. We made some changes after the B in the right direction to get some more drive and to get the car to where I can drive it harder and hopefully produce consistently better lap times. Anyway, it's time to roll. Final race of the regular season here at Red Bluff Outlaws before, you know, their big finale with the West Coast Nationals, one of the biggest outlaw kart races in the country. So we're hoping to end on a good note and come from deep, try to put together a good finish and compete for the win. think that was a pretty fun race to watch. It wasn't the most fun to be in because it was just haymaker after haymaker after haymaker. I didn't survive nothing early. I did make a couple mistakes. It wasn't like I was just always in the wrong spot. I half spun once and gave up some of the ground that I had made early. I think at one point I started 12th. You know, in under green flag conditions here at Red Bluff, you're not necessarily just going to go 12th to 1st. You kind of have to have things fall your direction. And I think I was up to almost 7th or 8th. And then I lost 2 or 3 spots because I spun and gave back what I just had gotten. And I probably got some damage because at some point I got ran over. It was literally like a bloodbath out there. Everybody was definitely leaving it all on the table to end the season. And you know, one thing I was happy with myself is I drove much more aggressively. I was like, I really don't have anything to lose if we run 2nd or 6th where we ended up, or 12th. Like, it all means the same if we don't win the race, in my opinion. That's why we're here at Red Bluff. And sucked that I gave up a couple spots at the end. Our car, we made some adjustments to get some drive, and man, we found some, but you have to almost drive the car differently with what we did. It would catch on exit of the corner. If I got going too slow, it was good because it kept the tires underneath it, but I almost needed to keep the tires spinning so it wouldn't wheelie. Like at the end, maybe 2 or 3 times throughout the race and on the last lap, I wheelied and just straight to the fence. There's no way to necessarily just stop it. You have so much grip, but for the most part, I was really happy with my race car. I just wish I could have started in the top 4 because I think if I could have got out front, man, we had something to definitely win the race. It's just always hard to show that when you're around that many other cars. So there's one thing for sure, we have to start closer to the front of these races to give ourselves a better chance at winning. Ultimately, starting deep, it's just hard to run a clean race, it's hard to stay out of trouble, and it's hard to show what your car is capable of. So if we can get closer to the front and get out front, then we can kind of just do our thing, try to control the race, and set the pace. So up next, we have the West Coast Nationals, one of the biggest outlaw kart races in the country, and our final kart race of this winter. So the goal, to end on top. All right, thank you guys so much for watching and riding along with me for this journey. See you in the next one. Deuces.